Live from the WJLA Broadcast Center, this is ABC 7 News.
This weekend marks a very important anniversary for not just one Virginia man, but for medicine as a whole. You see, 20 years ago, Rob Scurto became the very first patient to ever receive a bone marrow transplant at Georgetown University Hospital. Medical reporter Kathy Fowler shows us how one man's willingness to take a risk back then helped revolutionize how we fight diseases now. Kathy?
Leon, Rob Scurto was just 33 years old when he was diagnosed with leukemia. His chances of living were slim, so doctors asked him if he wanted to try an experimental treatment. He had a 2-year-old little girl he wanted to see grow up, so he said yes, and the rest has helped make medical history.
It wasn't that long, but it was painful.
Today, Rob Scurto watched a 20-year-old tape of an old news story about him being the first ever bone marrow transplant patient at Georgetown. He still gets emotional when he hears his sister talk about donating her bone marrow in order to save his life.
He gave me a card that said something like, "You gave me life," and I just broke down crying.
Every time she says that, breaks me up.
Back in 1987, after one round of chemotherapy failed, doctors at Georgetown suggested an experimental treatment, a bone marrow transplant, after a second, stronger course of chemo and radiation.
It looked grim. It looked very grim. So I went for the transplant.
Scurto says back then he was given just a 7 to 12% chance to survive the transplant itself. He just wanted to see his daughter graduate from high school, so he would do anything.
I didn't want her to grow up without a father.
Scurto says when he was at Georgetown, it was clear the transplant hadn't been done before.
And they were literally doing it by the book. They would turn the page. Okay, we have to do this now. We got to do that. Wait a minute, let's do this first and then do that.
Scurto was in the hospital for more than a month.
Now a lot of transplants are done on an outpatient basis where patients just basically come to clinic, get their weekly or daily treatments and go home.
Today, 20 years later, Scurto's still cancer-free. And not only did he get to see his daughter graduate from high school, soon she'll graduate from college.
She's turned into a lovely young woman.
Today, 20 years after Georgetown University Hospital's very first transplant with Rob Scurto, the hospital has become the biggest collection center for bone marrow in the United States, and 25,000 transplants have been performed with unrelated donors. That wasn't possible 20 years ago. Leslie.
And look at us now. Kathy, beautiful story. Thank you for that. Well, don't forget to spring forward.